And simple as that, you now have 2 extra terabytes of storage in your PlayStation 5. That was extremely quick. All right, so finally you guys know what's going on. You see it in the title and the thumbnail. I ain't even got to say it. Recently we got the new PS5 update. We can now finally use our SSDs. You see the one that I'm working with right here. We're gonna get into all the specs you need to know, the dimensions, the capacity. We're gonna go through the whole installation process. I'm gonna give you everything you need to know on installing one of these and knowing exactly which one to get and what the best ones are to get. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, stick around because we got it coming right up. We ain't gonna waste no time. If you guys enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it greatly. It helps out tremendously. Thank you guys so much. Without further ado, let's get right to it. All right, so first of all, I gotta say shout out to my guy over at Sabrent. Shout out to Will for sending me over this Rocket 4 Plus SSD with, as you guys can see, the PlayStation 5 heatsink, 2 terabyte. And the funny thing is, I was actually looking at this one before he even hit me up to send it. So there is actually some controversy when it comes to this heatsink and SSD combination from Sabrent, because it actually replaces the PS5 cover, as you guys will see in the installation process. But I did do my research. I didn't just put this in here blindly and wait for my PlayStation to explode or something, because the controversy comes from, you know, heating issues and things of that nature. PS5 put all the dimensions, which we'll go through, and all the stuff that the SSD, which the SSD is the right dimensions. Everything is right with the SSD. The controversy is really with the heatsink because it replaces the cover that the PlayStation 5 comes with. But as I said, you guys will see that in the installation process. And I'm not a professional when it comes to any of this stuff. Like, I'm not the most knowledgeable when it comes to heatsinks and airflow and this and that. But like I said, I did do my research, and this guy right here does an amazing job of testing it. He tests the whole PS5 SSD heatsink temperature test, as you guys can see right here, with the Sabrent heatsink. And what he finds is, not only did it pass all the temperature checks, but it's maybe even better than the ones that PlayStation even recommends, because the ones that PlayStation recommends are really made for PC. None of them made their heatsinks specifically for the PS5, whereas this, as you guys can see, is specifically made for the PS5. So if you go over here and watch his review and his test, he does all this sort of stuff. Like, this is what this guy does, and he's very reputable. If you see in the comments, like, very respected by the people who watch his videos. And this is what really got me to go through with this, because initially I was kind of like iffy about it as well. But with all that being said, after the research that I did and, you know, all the videos I watched that guy has done, I'm very happy with this Rocket 4 Plus and this heatsink, because this might be the best thing that you could get for the PlayStation. Not just the SSD, but the heatsink specifically. As you guys will see, it's made specifically for the PlayStation 5. And if you watch that test that he did, the little ridges and everything about this is to create more airflow and keep this SSD at the coolest temperature possible. So the price you're looking to pay for one of these things is going to be around $370 for the 2 terabyte, and I believe around $190 or so for the 1 terabyte. I do have it all linked down below in the description if you guys are interested in picking this up. I got the 1 terabyte down there, the 2 terabyte, the 4 terabyte, whatever you guys are interested, it's all down below in the description. So you can actually go over to the PlayStation website. They'll give you all the specs you need to know, but I will go ahead and let you guys know that for this to be able to work, you do need a Gen 4 M.2 NVMe SSD. The capacity needs to be at least 250 gigabytes all the way up to 400 terabytes. The read speed has to be 5,500 megabytes per second or faster. Dimensions, including the heatsink, I'll put it up on the screen for you guys so you guys can see it right there. And with all that being said, we ain't gonna waste no time. Let's get right into the installation. All right, so before anything, let's pop this bad boy open and see what this is all about, see what it all looks like. You see right here, we got the PlayStation 5 heatsink, high performance aluminum heatsink, designed specifically for the PlayStation 5. And there is SSDs out there that come with the heatsink already attached. Those will be a little more expensive. If you're looking to save money, getting them separately is probably the way to go. As far as Sabrent, they don't come with it attached. You see here, it does come with a bundle though that comes with the heatsink and the SSD, as I explained before. So as you guys can see, there's a little installation guide right here. Comes with a little screwdriver for you, and the heatsink. Let's open this up, see what this is all about. You got the box for the SSD, a nice little bronze box for it. Another little installation guide, and here is the SSD, 2 terabyte from Sabrent Advanced PCIe 4 M.2 SSD. This is actually going to replace the cover on the PS5 when we open it up. So basically we'll put this in there and we'll cover it with this. Alright, so now that we got everything we need, we got it all unboxed, let's get the PlayStation 5 up here and get this thing installed. Alright, so in order to get to the place where we need to get, it's on the bottom side of the PlayStation 5. That's the side without the PlayStation logo, and if you have a disc PlayStation, that's going to be on the side of the disc. So basically all we got to do to get this thing off is just pull and lift it at the same time, and it should just slide right down. So boom, very carefully, as you guys can see, not too bad. Set that to the side for now, and as you can see right here, this is where we need to get to. Thankfully Sabrent supplied us with a little screwdriver, so let's see if it fits. Fits perfectly. We could just unscrew this. Boom, that comes right up, and then this is where the SSD will go. We just unscrew this screw right here as well, and this is where the SSD will go. So all you're gonna do, slide the SSD in there, and then you're just going to use this smaller screw to go ahead and hold that SSD down. Boom, simple as that. You don't want to tighten it too much, just enough. That's in place. Now the heatsink that Sabrent supplied us with will replace this original cover. So boom, we just make sure this little thing is in place. You could actually peel this off. This has a little sticky layer right there to it. Slide that right in there, and boom, perfect fit. Now we just screw that down, and simple as that, you now have 2 extra terabytes of storage in your PlayStation 5. That was extremely quick. Pretty much anybody could do it. Literally took less than 5 minutes. I think the hardest part and the most stressful part was getting this thing off, just because you want to be careful not to mess anything up. That's gonna do it. Now we just slide this thing back on there. Boom, you can hear it snap back into place, and we're good to go. Let's start this thing up and see what it's all about. All right, so let's go ahead and start this thing up now and see what happens. So upon initial startup, as you guys can see, the PlayStation has recognized the new SSD. All it says is to use your M.2 SSD, you need to format it. So basically we just need to format the M.2 SSD, and if you have anything already on the SSD that you're installing, make sure that you save that. That way you don't lose any of that data, because after you format it, all of that data will be lost. So this is brand new. Obviously we just did the whole unboxing. We're just gonna go ahead and format that SSD. Boom, real quick, didn't take any time at all. All right, so as I told you guys before, the read speed needed to be at least 5,500 megabytes per second. This one is reading 6,557.636. So we're more than good with the Sabrent SSD. Go ahead and press OK. SSD has been formatted. We're good to go. All right, so if we go over here to the settings in the storage, you see right here, we got this new tab up, the M.2 SSD storage. We got a whole 2 terabytes of extra storage now, and I can't tell you guys how good that feels saying, because you see right here, this thing is filled all the way up, 514 gigabytes, the sorry amount of space that PlayStation has given us. So now that we have that, we could go ahead, go over here to the games and move some of those games over to the new SSD and free up some space. And all you got to do in order to do that is go to the game library, or just hover over the game, go to move games and apps, click whatever games you want to move, go over to move, and as you can see, the items you selected will be moved to the new SSD storage. Go ahead and press OK and let it do its work.
5 minutes later.
All right, so all in all, to move those 5 games over, it took a little over 4 minutes. So I'm assuming, depending on the game size, each game will take about 30 seconds to 1 minute to move. Not too bad at all. And moving the games over to the SSD doesn't affect how it shows up on the home screen or the game library. They're still all in the same place, as you guys can see. And another thing, if you don't want to do that every time, there is a new setting, as you guys can see right here. If you go over to the installation locations, you could have your PS4 games and apps automatically move to the SSD, as well as the PS5 games and apps if you would like. Me personally, I'm gonna put them both on the SSD. It just makes more sense. I feel like the PS5 will run smoother the more space that it has. Just like, you know, when you get a phone and it's all the way full, it starts running slowly, the same as a computer or anything else. The more storage you have stored on that device, the worse it usually runs. So I assume that it'll be the same for a PlayStation 5 or Xbox or whatever type of console we're talking about. So the more space I have freed up on there, the better it is for me. So me personally, I'm gonna have everything on the SSD and nothing on the actual PlayStation itself. We got 2 terabytes, we might as well use it, right? All right, so after moving the games over, I played a few games. I played some 2K, I played some Red Dead, just to check the load times, make sure everything ran the same, and everything pretty much ran exactly the same as before. I didn't run into any issues. There was one little issue with 2K, but that's just normal 2K online stuff. For those of you that play 2K online, you know that's just normal everyday 2K online stuff that you run into. So I highly doubt that has anything to do with the SSD. But do stay tuned, because I will be doing a long-term review just to see if there's any issues I run into down the line. I didn't notice any heating issues or anything so far, but like I said, it hasn't been too long, so I will do an update on this as time goes on, as we get more experience with it. As far as getting the SSD and the heatsink together or separate, it just depends on you. If you get it together, it's going to cost you a little more money. Well, actually a good amount more money. They are pretty pricey if you want to get it together. But if you want to get it separately, obviously Sabrent offers a package. And as you've seen in the installation, some of them are different. Some you got to screw on to the SSD. This one was a bit more easy. So if you want to save a bit more money, and in my opinion, it's probably the smarter choice just to get the SSD and the heatsink separately. Unless you got the money to spend, you could get them together. That's all on you. As far as installation goes, this is literally all we needed. Thanks to Sabrent, they did supply us with this little screwdriver here. Other than that, we didn't really need much else. You've seen it. It was very quick, very easy. You just got to be careful when taking off that faceplate. That was literally the hardest part about it. But let me know what you guys think. What SSD did you guys end up going with? Or what SSD do you plan on going with? Are you going to get the SSD with the heatsink already in it? Or are you going to get them separately and save a bit of money? Drop it down in the comments below. Let me know. If you guys enjoyed the content, like, comment, subscribe. It helps out tremendously. I appreciate it greatly. All links are down below in the description for anything you guys might need, including the SSD used here in this video. That's pretty much going to do it on this one. Until the next one, I'm going to see you guys soon. Louis1391 checking out. Salute.